Hey everyone, Jared, Lawrence, and Kevin are all back for the halftime catch up. Kevin, was your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty good first half. Let's say so far, it's done. I think it's been a pretty good first half. I think it's been a mix of the kind of competitive game that I've wanted to see us play, and typical friendly fare because there was a wee bit in kind of the middle of the half we just kind of had a bit of a lull, and the pace and tempo went out of it. But for the most part, I think we've played really well. We've played at a good tempo. There's been a lot of high pressing, a lot of good attacking intent behind our play. Jota's been phenomenal again. I think he's really caused McCallum, the left back, caused him a lot of problems. Hatate's movement has been great. We've got the goal, or one real chance. That's been the only, or one of maybe two kind of disappointments in the half, is that we haven't really troubled Krul that much. But with the one chance that we've got, we've scored. And then the other one is, for me, I think I still get a heart and mouth moment. Well, one when Joe Hart comes 40 yards out the box to try and link up play and do what he does, and the other is when we're trying to pass it out from the back a little bit too much. I feel that there's maybe a time where we should just get it forward a bit quicker, but potentially that's just because that's what we're used to. And actually, when you watch somebody like Hatate in those last few minutes, he's got it all under control and he knows what he's doing. And that's probably how you'd describe that half. It's been under control. We've known what we're doing, and we're 1-0 up. So we're all happy.
Yeah, for me, it's looks like it's a sort of game where you got two teams trying to play at different paces. Us with our one-touch football, with just get it, next pass, go, 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 and then you've got them wanting to slow it down and move it around and try and draw us on a press, counter across the other side, and then try and work their way in. So it's like two different paces. So it's the first 10, 12 minutes, we looked like we're on top. Then they had a patch of 5 minutes or so where they were running the show. Then I just kept swinging back and forward like that. What was your thoughts, Lawrence?
Yeah, it started brightly enough. As you say, kind of 14, 15 minutes in, Pookie presses Joe Hart, and you're like, oh, they win a corner. Norwich seem to press okay. I don't think Kyogo's leading the line as well as Giakoumakis does. I think we've kind of created chances or we've got the ball wide enough, but I don't really think Kyogo's leading the line like Giakoumakis does, where we might get something off of those chances. I think Kalmak should have smashed that first time. I think just smash it, get on targets 2-0. Taylor's looked decent. Welsh has had a good game. To start against Aberdeen, he's got to be favourite now to keep the jersey against Aberdeen. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Kyogo's leading the line as well as Giakoumakis would. And I think maybe that's why we're not taking as many chances or creating as much from our opportunities when it's wide. But what a take from Maeda. Nice finish. Reminds me of Musa's wee flick when he scored like that at Hampden. But cracking technique for that.
Yeah, completely out the blue that one as well, because Maeda had been doing all his work in the left and even a bit more defensive. So to actually take up that more central and attacking position, it's great movement, the kind of thing we saw from him again last season. So bodes well for next week.
It's funny, something you were saying, Lawrence, about Kyogo and Giakoumakis and the difference between them. What I'm seeing on that is Kyogo against that centre-back pairing, you probably want Giakoumakis type, someone a bit more physical who can bang them around, thump them around, knock them on their bums, whatever. Because looking at it, you've got Kyogo, the ball is coming into him in the air and he's too small. And then when it has gone to him where he can put his speed through, the ball skidding away from him. So it hasn't really helped him much. So I think it's been unfortunate for him on that front. But if you had a Giakoumakis type out there, it'd be different. So your centre forward's only as good as the service they're getting. So I'm not too worried about Kyogo. He's getting around. He's doing his defensive pressures. He's doing the sort of things he's supposed to be doing without putting the ball in the net. But, yeah, we need that. Against that centre-back pairing in particular, we need more size out there, someone who will get out there and batter him.
Yeah, I think that's a similar conversation to the one that we had before the game about Moy and where he can fit in. And it's with these two, with Giakoumakis and Kyogo, it's you just pick the striker for the game. And probably you're spot on, Jared. You know, playing up against somebody like Grant Hanley, who's kind of terrible football player, really, but a man mountain kind of player. You want someone that's physical up against him that'll actually give him a battle, that'll unsettle him. Kyogo's a great player, but he needs the ball into feet, and if we're playing it high, it's not going to suit him. So that's kind of the game management kind of thing. You pick the striker for the opposition that you're playing against sometimes. And maybe today's just an example of where if Giakoumakis comes on for the second half, we'll actually get a bit more enjoyment up front.
Yeah, I'd expect to see Giakoumakis get some minutes, at least half an hour, and for it to pay some dividends. I don't know what else you want to see yet. Probably Moy. I'd like to see Moy maybe get 20 minutes at least, see what we've got. We're 1-0 up. It's cracking finish. Wasn't the 3-0 I was hoping for by half time. I'm going to blame Callum for not hitting that first time, because I thought it's got to hit that first time. That's 2-0. We'd still had 2 minutes left to get to the 3-0 then. But we're 1-0 up against Norwich. We just got to kind of push on second half.
Yeah, but so question for you: is there any player on their side that would get a run in our team? Just a random thought, because I'm sitting there going, I can maybe see 1 or 2 guys like Cantwell. I could see him working in our team, but that's pretty much it for me. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, the Norwich's performance, I wouldn't be rushing out to spend any money on any of their players to bring them to Celtic. No one stood out.
No, that's the sort of thing we'd talk about at the CSC over here at half time. It's like, say if I was at the pub now watching the game, we'd be like, oh yeah, so which of those players do you think could get into it? So that's a question I always like to talk about at half time. So I thought I'd just ask you boys, what are you thinking?
No one's standing out for me, but maybe Norwich fans would be saying the same. I mean, it's not been a cracking first half. We started fairly well, and I think first 10 minutes looked bright, but after that, and maybe it is down to Norwich, he's upset trying to play at a different pace from us, but it's died a bit,
I think the only one that I would say, I think Cantwell's done okay, and you could probably see that he could have a role in that Celtic midfield somewhere. But the boy, I hope to pronounce his name right, is it Rashika or Rashid?
Yeah.
The number 11 who's been playing on the left wing. I think he's caused us a few problems. He's cut inside a couple of times. He put the cross in for Pukki with his header, and he had the shot as well that Joe Hart made a good save from. I think he's caused a few problems, and you could see that he could be that kind of wide player that fits the system, can hit the byline, but very comfortable coming in field. I'm not sure on that, though, how much that's just been Juranovic maybe been a bit off the pace defensively, because I think he could have stopped both those attacks earlier. But he's been decent. But otherwise, I think, like you say, it's 2 different styles of play. So it's difficult to see where any of those players would really fit in as a regular in the Celtic team.
Yes. Let's have a look through the comments quickly, see what anyone we've got here.
Well, what do you reckon, Jot out on the right? He's had a couple of nice balls over, but is he wasted out there? I like seeing him on the left a bit more than cutting in.
I'd rather him on the left, but I don't think we lose too much if he is over on the right. It's just he's more comfortable coming from that left wing back onto his right foot than having to try and do it the other way around. So,
yeah, I think he's definitely more effective when he's on the left. He's done well today, though. He's got the beating of McCallum, the fullback, but he's certainly more effective on the left. Excuse me. I like the front three when we've got him, Kyogo, and Giakoumakis, because there's a lot of movement between those three, and they can all kind of fit in any of those front three positions. So maybe we'll see that a bit more during the season. But Jota's just a class player wherever he plays.
Yeah, so we've got some comments here. So O'Reilly's a smooth operator from Jamie Young there. How do you think he's playing, guys?
Yeah, he's done all right. It's not set a world on fire, I'm looking for midfielders to be laying things onto the strikers. Have we really worked their keeper?
Not really. Haven't really tested him.
No, I think from my thoughts, I think O'Reilly's actually he's not been his usual self today. I don't want to criticise too much because it's a friendly match, and I'd say he's been poor, but he hasn't been as effective as he normally is. Hatate's been the one out of those two in the midfield, I think, that's contributed more. He's looked really neat and tidy on the ball, made a lot of good runs in behind. End product hasn't quite been there yet, but you can definitely tell that he's looking ready for the season.
Yeah, and we've got a couple other comments here. Hatate is fire from Joseph.
Yeah,
I thought he's been probably our best player, in my opinion.
Yeah. He doesn't get flustered when he's doing his defensive duties under a bit of pressure at the back, does he? He just seems to be able to find that room to get away or to draw the foul. And yeah, I think big season expected for Rio.
Good seeing him after a full pre-season and having a break. So he hasn't played 18 months straight like he was second half. I think, yeah, I've seen different people saying that he's a bit of a shout for player of the year if he keeps it up. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And then Joe Fulham's got a comment here, has 3-3 written all over it with the way things are.
Listen, well, I hope we get more than the one goal we got in the first half, because we really need to be testing their keeper more and create more clear-cut chances. I think outside of Maeda, Kalmak could have had it first time. A couple of crosses from Juranovic were too high, but we're not really creating enough chances there, I don't think. And it could be, Kyogo's not a guy to lead the line against that. We see Giakoumakis come on. Maybe he'll play Kyogo as a number 10 for 10-15 minutes. We could get a look and see how that works.
Yeah, I think it's a game that says, being a pre-season game, you can take a few risks and make those wee changes that you normally wouldn't. I don't think there's any issue in dropping Kyogo back and having him try and link the play a little bit more rather than leading the line. I'd like to see Giakoumakis get on and see what he could do, because I think he's that more physical forward that we need. And then again, just with the players that are out there, I'd like to see maybe O'Reilly, since we mentioned him before, take a few more risks and see what he can do. Maybe get forward, try that pass that he was doing last season, have a shot. We'll see. I've got my cat in the background. You can probably hear him. He's got a few comments just now as well about this. He's been disappointed with O'Reilly in the first half also. So, maybe that's what it needs. So just remembering that as a friendly game, we can take those risks and just have a go. Just actually be a bit more proactive in the attack.
And that's what Adam in the comments here said as well. They need to be more clinical and direct in the attacking third. Too much mucking around.
Could Moy give us that? Get Moy on. He's got something to prove. You want to get in this team as quick as possible, won't he?
Get him on. Yeah.
Yeah. Get a bit of drive. Because I think we've been lacking a bit of drive. Someone pushing us on, haven't we? Which is probably something we're truly missing Scott Brown's with.
Talk sense, Kevin.
See Joe's comment. Yep. Cat talks the most sense in this house all the time.
So what are we hoping to see second half? More of the same, or want to see Moy? Want to see
Jets
come on? What else would you like to see?
Kyogo in the number 10 for 10-15. Just give us a glimpse. I see what that would be like, and probably another 4 goals for Celtic would be good.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll take 4 goals for Celtic anytime. I'd like to see Bernabei get on as well. Just see how he can do in this sort of game. It's kind of step up in class again from what he'll have been used to playing against in the pre-season so far, and it's a chance for him to sample Celtic Park. So I'd like to see him get even just 20-30 minutes at the end. It'd be good just to get him that run out and get acclimatised to life and playing in Scotland.
Sounds like a plan. And for me, I also wouldn't mind seeing Ralston come on. And yeah, if we're going to put Moy on, take the old skipper off, I reckon.
Yeah, wrap him on quite well. Actually, Ralston's a shout, because I think Juranovic has maybe been a wee bit off it. He's not been the player he was last season. I know it's just pre-season, but crossing's not been great, and he's been done a couple of times. So yeah, but maybe put Tony Ralston on. Certainly Tony Ralston wouldn't have been getting pushed about like the boy tried with Greg Taylor, would he?
Exactly. Yeah, we've got there's some good comments here, but yeah, I'm thinking like this comment here. Paul's like, I want to see staggered subs so that those with something to prove get to play with some first choice players in a less disrupted 11 for at least 10 to 15 minutes. That makes good sense to me as well.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think Andrew's going to be happy with that first half, but we're a week away from the real deal. If that was the first half performance against Aberdeen, I'd be pretty underwhelmed.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We've got to get back games on. So go enjoy the second half and make sure you tune in on the Celtic Down Under Twitter account or on the ACSOM YouTube thing after the game for the post-match. Talk to you then.
Perfect. Cool.